Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Fung and today I'm going to walk you through solving linear equations. Hi, I cannot wait to have so much fun with you. Here we have something balanced, which means the left side weighs the same as the right side. And we need to figure out how much does the box weigh. So we have the box plus 3 on the left side and 5 on the right side. So we can write it as an equation where we let x be the unknown value or our box. Now we can see that we can remove 3 from both sides, which means we subtract 3 from both sides. And on this side, it becomes just x because it cancels out. And on the other side, it becomes 2. So x is equal to 2. What about this? Something plus 7 is equal to 10. So this time, we need to remove 7 from each side. So now we have x is equal to 10 minus 7 is 3. So when we had plus 7, we minus 7 on the other side. So we did the opposite operation, or in other words, the inverse. So when we had addition, the plus 7, we did subtraction, the minus 7. And we can do that for multiplication and division as well. It's like undoing something. Here we have 18 equals to 3x. So how do we figure out what x is? Now 3x means 3 times x. So to undo that, we have to divide by 3. So the opposite of times 3 is divide. So we divide by both sides so we don't tip the scale. So 3 divided by 3 cancels out and we have 18 divided by 3 is 6. So x is equal to 6. What about this one? X over 3 is equal to 5. X over 3 means x divided by 3. So the opposite of divided by 3 is times 3. So we times both sides, which means this left side cancels out to be just x, and the right side, 5 times 3, is 15. Now sometimes you'll see that we can get a little bit lazy, and instead of writing times 3 on both sides, we just cross out the 3 on the left and write times 3 on the other side or the right side. I'll show you what I mean. So here we have 10 equals 3x plus 4. This time we have to get rid of the 3 and the 4. Let's read it again. 3x plus 4. We always get rid of the last thing we read. So in this case, the plus 4. What's the opposite of plus 4? Minus 4. Before we wrote minus 4 on both sides, but this time we know the right side is just going to cancel, so we write minus 4 on the left and cancel out the 1 on the right. So like so. So we write the opposite on the other side. So 10 minus 4 is 6, and now we have 6 equals to 3x. What's the opposite of 3 times x? Dividing by 3. So instead of writing dividing, we're going to cancel the 3 and write dividing on the other side. So now we have 2 is equal to x. Let's try another one. 4x minus 6 equals 14. So again, what's the last thing we read? 4x minus 6. We need to get rid of the minus 6. So we bring the opposite of that on the other side. So plus 6. So now we have 4x equals 20. Now 4x, what's the opposite of 4 times x? Dividing by 4. So we cancel that out. We get x equals to 5. So you can see that the left side, you don't really need to write it because it gets cancelled out anyway. So let's have a look at this one. X over 5 plus 7 equals to 9. What's the last thing we read on that left side? Plus 7. So we're going to minus 7 first. And now we have x over 5 equals 9 minus 7 is 2. What's the opposite of x divided by 5 or x over 5? We have to multiply by 5. So now we have x equals to 2 times 5 is 10. One more, 2x over 3 plus 4 equals 8. So the last thing I read was plus 4, so I'm going to minus 4 on the other side. So now we have 2x over 3 equals 8 minus 4 is 4. Now, we can do this in 2 steps. So 2 over 3, it doesn't matter which one you get rid of first because division and multiplication are in the same order in this case. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3. So now we have 2x equals 4 times 3, which is 12. Now we're going to get rid of the 2 by dividing. So now we have x equals to 6. Here we have 10 equals x plus 2 divided by 3 plus 6. So again, we get rid of the last thing or the furthest thing away from x, which is the plus 6. So now we have minus 6 on the other side. We have 10 minus 6 is 4. We write down everything else left over on the right side. X plus 2 over 3. And over 3 is the last thing we said. So the opposite of dividing by 3 is timesing by 3. So 4 times 3 is 12. And we write down what we left on the right side, x plus 2. And the opposite of plus 2 is minus 2. So now we have 10 equals to x, or x equals to 10. What about now? 8.5 equals 4x plus 5 over 2. Again, the over 2 is the last thing we read, so we're going to do that first. The opposite of over 2 or divide by 2 is times 2. So now 8.5 times 2 is 17 equals to 4x plus that 5. Now plus 5 is the last thing we read, so we're going to minus 5 on both sides. 17 minus 5 is 12 equals 4x. 4 times x, the opposite of 4 times x is dividing by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So x equals to 3. That's it for me today. You can practice and pause and see if you get the same answers. Watch it again. See you next time.